my very first ever review. I have a cute little baby boy who is now 11 months next week, and I decided to do a review of the new car seat that I'm getting because it's relatively new. The Fllo hasn't been around for very long. I did a lot of research on it. So it's made in Canada, which is super awesome since we're in Nova Scotia. And anyway, I'm not going to spend too long talking about it because if you're looking at the Clek already, you've obviously had some interest in it yourself. So the point of this is to figure out how easy it actually is to set up from start to finish. So I haven't even opened the box yet. So here we go. And we'll probably do a quick little, oh my goodness, she's out and open in a minute. Okay, so with the Clek, I was really drawn to it because I wanted to be able to keep my baby rear facing as long as possible, which is ideally the best place that they could be. And this one is going to allow you to do that all the way up to 50 pounds and 45 inches, I believe. I will double check that in a minute. Or forward facing, you can keep them up to 65 pounds and I believe it's 48 inches. But again, I have to double check that. So here it is. A very big beast of a machine that it is. I got the cheap color version. Couldn't afford the very fancy one for a couple, well, extra $100 more. Comes with a nice little book. Take off. And let that'll tip back on you. Okay. Extra piece inside. I believe this is the headrest. I'm going to take a quick through, read, see how long it takes to read and figure this out. Because really it should be straightforward if they're making stuff for babies. So it comes with an instruction manual. Looks like this. It's quite thick, quite a lot to it. Pages seem pretty nice and colorful. So we'll see. So yeah, so we'll be able to use this for between 22 and 65 pounds. Obviously 22 for rear facing. I would not put my 22-pound baby forward facing, even if they could sit upright. 65 would be forward facing. The height is between 30 and 49 inches. So again, 49 would be the highest point, and that would be for forward facing. And they recommend on their website at least 2 years of age before you turn them forward facing, but in the book they only say 1. Not a big deal. So, installing your car seat. I'm going to point out that I'm installing it in a 5-door Elantra, or the Elantra GT. It's a 2003 model, so it's the new ones that they've just come out with. And you can see the back seat's not overly huge. I already have in there the base for my Graco Clek Connect, which I had and loved. Should add, that was a really great purchase. It allows you to go up to 35 pounds, but that's not for this video. My baby's only 21 pounds, and I'm only switching over to this one because I'm kind of getting tired of having the bucket seat, I guess. So, step 1, it says rotate reclined foot to rear facing position. So, I have to turn it up like this, and I have to make sure that it's in the rear facing position. I'm going to put it just like it is in the pictures. So they want me to pull that and flip, lock in place to rear position, and anti-rebound bar must also be securely attached to the seat. So that is so. Now I have to solder this bar. I'm just taking this off in case you're wondering what it is that I'm doing. They just put it through the seat belt to keep it in place. So this is the, they call this the anti-rebound bar, and that is going to go in front here. So apparently it's straightforward. You take off the pins, some of it, take these out, and this is supposed to just go right up inside here, which is pretty easier. So not as straightforward as I expected. Remove the seat like that. There are two little push-in pins that you have to push in right here. So you push those through, and the seat back pops up. And that allows this to be moved up. Now, there you go. You can see, so now the pins will fit through nice and easily. At least you would think they'd move in nice and easily. I'm not sure how I would get them in there. I have to remove the UAS pieces. So remove this part, and remove this part by pushing in, and that allows the space to be able to put this through now, which is considerably easier. One. Look at this one going through. Okay. So. Trying to put the pins back through. There we go. And turn it, rotate it a bit so I can put the pins on the other side. And there's like little holes here so that it falls back into it. I gotta love amazing Canadian summers because I'm being eaten alive by the bugs. Yeah. Okay. My car doesn't allow me to have the UAS system in the middle. Ideally all cars would have that, which would be awesome, but I'm going to have to install it on the side, so I'm still going to use the UAS position, but you can use it, I believe you can use it using just the seatbelt attachment, but I'm not going to do that at this time. Okay, so I have to do some interesting stuff here with the belt. I'm supposed to put the UAS belt through the side latches. Goes through the sides. I believe. Seems to be straightforward. Okay. So it looks like that is in its proper spot. So seatbelt just kind of pushes through on both sides. The seatbelt buckle goes up through. That's just going to come off. There's no point in having that. And move that as well. So this piece just kind of slides to the sides. It looks pretty straightforward. They're really huge, which is kind of nice because, quite honestly, in our other one, it's unbelievably annoying to try and get the hooks in and out. But this is really nice because you just push it in. So what you're going to do is you push this through the seat cushions and it'll hook. And then it's locked into the place. But when you're trying to get them out and you're sticking your finger into the metal and you're trying to push and push and push for the life of you to try and get that out and not break your nails, even though they're short. I'm not one of those fussy ones, so no offense to fussy ones. It really hurts when you're trying to get that out, and it's very, very frustrating. So this has a really nice piece, which is really, really great considering how much money you have to pay for these things. So it says just to make sure that it's straight across and that there's no twists in it or knots in it or anything like that. So it's in place. It looks like it's ready to go. So we will see. Then I have to place the car seat base back on. Now, the question is, where did this piece come from? Oh, and it comes with shoulder pads. Really nice feature, because now I don't have to use the other ones that have gotten messy and dirty from my other car seat. So, push the seatbelts up. And this is supposed to just kind of click into place. So I'm going to push the seatbelt up there. Push the excess strap. I'm going to pull that out the side just to get it out of the way. Okay, so it's back in place on both sides. I'm going to pull up the seatbelt piece and push down, which of course I didn't get properly, but luckily it's super easy to pop it back up through. So that took a second. So far this is really nice. It's actually not too bad. My awkwardness of making my first video is kind of the only thing slowing me down. So we're back to pretty much where we started from. Okay. So this is just meant to be an extra piece to keep cushion for your kid with it being set onto it. So looking at the video, it looks like that's just all it's supposed to do. So it doesn't really seem that, you know, critical at this stage. So now that the UAS pieces are out, I'm going to put it into the rear facing position in the car. This thing is heavy. It weighs like 28 pounds, I think, with the bar installed, 25 pounds without it. So that's still quite a bit. So if you're moving it in and out, that's going to be, if you have to move it in and out a lot, I can see that kind of being an annoying part. But the head strap just goes on just like it would on a headrest for a car. There is a really nice, easy latch piece that allows for multiple head positions, which is a really great feature for your little ones, depending on how tall they are. So I'm going to start out a bit lower because my little doesn't actually need to go into this yet. We're just kind of moving it into it early. He is going in rear facing. I want to make sure that is very clear. So I'm not twisting him, turning him around unnecessarily. So we're going to pop this into the car and then kind of go from there. It should be pretty straightforward at this point. Okay, so after a cool lot of struggling, I finally got it out, and now we're going to put it in the Clek. So try to get this in the proper position. So while I took a little time out, I looked at the book, and it's straightforward to put it in if you have to use a seatbelt. Like if you are putting it in the middle, for example, and you want to use the seatbelt instead of the UAS, because in most vehicles you can't use the UAS because it shares from both seats. So it basically just kind of goes through similarly here, but it has locking clips built into the car seat. So unlike some of the other ones where when you initially install it you don't need them and then you lose the locking clip, it's kind of annoying. So it's really nice that that feature has that here, so I do enjoy that. I might actually end up putting it in the middle position and use that, but I do prefer to have the UAS, so I'm most likely going to keep it here. Now the base extends. They said if the base is extending out further than the seat that you have to put it in a position so that it doesn't. And then on the sides here it tells you the recline positions. So Because my little is between 20 and 21 pounds, I have to use the top line, but if he was over 22 pounds, I could use the other white line that they have. So they do have lots of nice instructions along the side, so if you ever have to do it using the lap belt in another vehicle, you can do that. You can see clearly on the sides what you're going to do. And it also has nice information here for when they're forward facing, just the red section, and that includes having to use the tether, which is really nice. So basically we're going to make sure we have lots of slack to be able to do this. So right now this is the tightest that it came with, so I'm going to just show you how to do that. So we're going to pop off the seat, pop off the base, and toss that down there. We're going to loosen up the straps quite a bit, which again, this piece, I'm going to show you, this piece is really easy to push in to get your seat to relax and recline. On my other one, it was very, very difficult and took my husband pushing down on it as well as myself and try and get it off, which is kind of annoying, but we don't move it very often, so it's not too much of a hassle, but it's nice that this one is a lot, it's still tough, but it's a lot easier. So you're going to loosen that up so that you can get your strap in place. Make sure that it's flat across and that it's there's no bunching in it, because that would not be considered safe for your baby if it was twisted. Again, before, like I was mentioning, these are really handy to have compared to the other ones because my thumb is very, very sore from trying to get the other one off. So you just, there's little indicators on your seat, so you just have to push in. Oh, and here come my dogs. Sorry. Can you put them back in? Oh, okay. So my lovely dogs and my sister-in-law's dogs are going to be here. I'm going to put this one in first. Let me move it out of the way. Hello. Okay, that one's good. And the other one should be super simple. Okay, so I'm going to push this seat over just a little bit. And so it's just going to flop. I need to give myself some more slack. So for demonstration purposes, make sure it's smooth, it's not twisted in any way, and I'm going to be able to push it in, feel for it first, it's a lot easier, and just going to lock in place. Click, and it's in. Make sure that the red portion is facing away from the car seat. That way you know.
Recording.
Okay, so my camera filled up. I had to switch out the video, so I just got this installed, and now I'm going to go around to the other side to tighten things up. But it is seriously incredibly straightforward and simple. Now, to make sure the seat's properly in place, there's, as I had said before, there's instructions on the side here. They also have them on this side, and since we're Canadian, there's French. It's same lines though, so it's really straightforward to watch. So I just had to make sure that this one is a bit more reclined, which means unfortunately I have to push my seat ahead, which is going to be semi-frustrating, but we'll put it back hopefully later if I have the room. So I need to have it relatively like this, I think is about right. I think that would be about horizontal to the ground, maybe a little higher. So tighten this up. So that's nice and good. It's obviously not tight enough because I shouldn't be able to move it more than an inch or so side to side. So again, I'll have to try tightening this up. A little bit on it, so that's much better. Yeah, So now I can't move it at all. So that's it, nice and good. I'm just gonna push the seatbelt back through. And now I'll put the seat itself back in, which again was really straightforward and easy to do. Pull up on my straps, just kind of clicks into place. Push the seatbelt up through the middle first because it's a lot easier that way. And the nice thing is, because it's super easy to take the seat off and on, you don't have to worry so much if you find that there's two positions for the seatbelt to go in. If that's not the right one for your kid, it's really easy to pop it on and off to fix that. So now it's on there good. And put this piece back on in between the seatbelt. And we're done. Just make sure that you're level. You can adjust this up or down for your kids, so depending on where their head is going to be. There's also adjustable chest straps for height. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that they have here, which is a whole nice lot amount because there's smaller gaps, unlike in some other car seats where there's really large gaps in between the two. For this one, it's just really nice that there's as many, so you have lots of options. So overall, way easier to install this than it was to install the base that I had on my other car seat. Not saying the other one was good, but much easier. Now, having said that, it's a lot of money, and I do understand wait until it went on sale like I did. But it's not going to go, it usually doesn't go on sale for very much more than about 10% off. So if you see that, it's a great buy. I would recommend it. I do like all of the features, the nice, neat, small space. I can fit somebody sitting here and they're not going to feel like they're squished. So I can actually have two people coming along, whereas before with the bucket seat, the base was far enough in, but the seat itself kind of pushed out, so I do like that as well. So I guess I would recommend the Clek. Now, I haven't put the baby in it yet, but it looks super comfy, so hopefully he'll enjoy it. Thanks for watching.
Do you want to put the seat back in?
Okay, so just a quick little add-on. If you do decide that you're going to use it with the shoulder strap for seatbelt, these are the blue clips. These are the ones that are the locking pieces, so that way you don't have to worry about, like I said, trying to find and install another piece. It's already built into the car seat, which is really nice, a really great feature. So when it's not installed to the base, you just kind of pop these up and then you install it across like this belt would be installed, and then you flap them down over the top of it, and then that's it. It's, like I said, it's really straightforward. I like it. Really great. So this is a close-up of how to install the seat back. So I'm just going to pop up the buckle. I can fit my fingers and my arm in at the same time. There we go. Okay, so just reclines back, pull the seats up so you have both out of the way, and push down until you hear a click on both sides, or feel the click, I guess. There's little nubs that you can feel. I showed you at the beginning of the video. You can take a look back through, and I'm not sure if you can see my fingers up, but they're up here. So really straightforward. You just kind of push on those and you pop them up. And then this goes for extra comfort for a baby, so when you're installing the pieces. So pull up, tighten it up, really nice, really great. And there's a button in here to be able to press to release it. Push up, and you can pull it loose. You have to feel around for that button. It's kind of far in there, so it's hard to see, but there's a little hole for you to be able to do that in there. So I apologize for not showing you that before, but it is really, you just kind of, most car seats have them. If you're at a convertible stage now, you probably have experienced it before, but this one, instead of pushing down, you have to push it up. That's the only difference between my last one and this one. So thanks.